Hello, everyone, and welcome. We have a few of us with us live this morning, and the rest of you, I hope you listen to the playback. This morning, we're going to talk a little bit about food. So I think it's kind of obvious, right? If we're talking about nutrition and we're talking about being healthy or possibly losing weight or maintaining our weight, food is obviously going to play into the equation. So before we start, we talk about food. Last week we talked a little bit about balance as we introduced ourselves. Does anyone want to share what they thought about having a little bit more balance in their life, what that means, and maybe something you did to try to have more balance this last week? Colette's smiling like she doesn't want to say anything. Colette, do you want to say something? Sean's?
I'll say something. I'm really bad at sleep, especially while being in school. I tend to think that school is more important than sleep or things like that. So Mandy and I talked about, and I always think that like when I get home from school, I have to take like a break to like refresh my mind, which I think is true, but I just worked on kind of balancing my time more so that when I got home, I did take a break, but it wasn't as long, and then I could get to bed faster, and that helped me to wake up so that I could exercise and have more energy throughout the day. And I was more tired earlier in the night, so I really did have to go to sleep earlier. So that's kind of what I worked on, just balancing my time so that I could fit everything in.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing. Okay, so last week we talked about balance. If you haven't set a goal to do something to balance your life a little more, go ahead and set that goal. If you did, evaluate yourself and see kind of how you did last week. And if you didn't get it 100%, that's okay. Keep trying, modify your goal. It's not a bad thing to do some modification and to improve. Okay. All right, so this week I just mentioned we're going to talk about food. So what I want to do first is I want to talk a little bit about the fact that in the health industry and on the internet and everywhere we can look, there are so many different perspectives on what is healthy food and what isn't healthy food, right? Can someone throw out a few things that you've heard? What have you heard is healthy? It may or may not be healthy. You may not know. What have you heard? Adri, are you there? She can't hear you.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. In the internet and just in the health field in general, what have you heard is healthy that may or may not be healthy?
Well, this isn't a food in general, but I know that, well, you know what? I'm struggling with this one. Let's see. Hold on. Let me think for a second. Anybody else?
Well, I'll throw in a couple things. So some people say like you should eat small meals all day long. Some people say you should eat 3 meals a day. Some people say coffee is good for you because it wakes you up, right? It's like starts your system. Some people say, no, you shouldn't have any coffee. It's too much caffeine. Some people say you should eat a ton of red meat. And some people say you should really limit your red meat.
What about that? Yeah, what about skipping breakfast?
Yeah. Some people say like you should eat breakfast first thing, right? Some people say that doesn't matter. As long as you're getting meals during the day, it doesn't really matter. So there's a lot of conflicting information, okay? So what we've really found is that, number one, you need to see what your body does. How does your body react to certain foods, to certain guidelines? How is your body reacting? If you're feeling sluggish, if you're feeling slow, if you're feeling sick, your body's probably not reacting very well. If you feel like you have energy by what you're doing, if you feel healthy, if you feel happy, you feel motivated, then it's probably good for you. So first and foremost, find out what is working for you and what's good for your body, because it's not really one size fits all. We're all different. And second, something that I have found is really that most of us eat a certain way, okay? So what I want you to do right now, we're going to rate ourselves. We're going to go through a little quiz, and this is just for you personally. So if you can remember what you ate yesterday, write down what you ate yesterday, or go through your mind and kind of just do a mental checklist. I know sometimes it's hard to go back that far, 24 hours, especially if you're a mom, right? Lots happened in the last 24 hours. Try to remember what you ate yesterday. Okay? Give it a minute or two. I'll go through what I remember from mine. In the morning, I had eggs and like an herbal tea I drink every morning. And then like early morning, or late morning, early afternoon, before noon probably, I had an apple with almond milk and celery and almond butter. Then late afternoon, I was getting my hair done. I had a little snack of some dried pears, a Lara bar, which is like nuts and fruit, basically. And then for dinner, I had a salad. See, it's hard to remember back that far. Had a salad. It had grilled chicken on it, some almonds. I don't know, pretty basic. And I think that's what I ate yesterday. Okay. Anybody else remember what they ate yesterday?
I can go.
Go for it.
In the morning, I had cottage cheese and fruit. I don't know what I had before lunch. For lunch, I had my spinach salad that I have every day with grilled chicken and fruit and nuts. And then I had celery and carrots and broccoli and hummus. And then for dinner, I had a sweet potato with barbecue chicken and spinach.
Okay, sounds good. Shanta's a great one to pick on because she's been trained. She knows what she's doing. Okay, so what I wanted to point out is a couple of things. We have been trained, we live in a society where we eat a lot of carbs. Okay, it's really typical for us to get up and have breakfast, which consists of cereal, oatmeal, a muffin, a donut, something easy, grab and go that consists of a lot of carbs and probably not very much protein. Okay, and what that does to our body is it sends our body into a sugar spike. Okay, so our blood sugar shoots way up. We actually have a ton of energy because of that sugar spike, but then what happens?
Then you crash.
You crash, right? And when you crash, you're like, oh, I feel like I'm dragging. I just need something to eat. And what do we immediately go for when we need like a pick-me-up?
More carbs.
More carbs, right? Because that's going to give us an instant pick-me-up. We saw that in the morning. So like we'll do that for breakfast. Then we'll go for a few hours and then we feel like we're starving and we have really low energy. So what do we have for lunch?
More carbs.
Hamburger and fries.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. And then, it's like mid-afternoon, probably 3 o'clock. We're either at work or the kids are home and it's craziness. And we're feeling that really bad mid-afternoon slump. We're like going to crash. We need to have a nap right now. But we can't have a nap. So what do? We go for carbs.
Yeah.
Some chips, some caffeine, right? Whatever is going to help us to like get that energy back up. Same thing. Then we have dinner. Hopefully it's a little more balanced because it normally is. But we've gone through this routine all day where our blood sugar is going like this, up and down and up and down and up and down. And what it's doing to our body is really not very much good. It's telling our body, you're not eating consistently, you don't know what's going to come next, and you don't have enough longevity in the fuel that you're intaking to actually get you through the next meal. Okay, that's why you're having those energy slumps. So what we can do to combat that is to pair protein and carbs in our meals. Now, when I first say this, a lot of people say, so you mean I have to have chicken with every snack? Is that what anyone thought? Raise your hand. That's what I first thought. Like, I am not eating chicken for every snack. That's disgusting. Okay. I can only handle so much chicken. But that's not what we mean. Okay. By eating a protein carb balance, you're actually not going to have those spikes. Your carb intake is going to be lower because you're filling up with protein, and that protein is going to hold you over a lot longer. And it's going to give you other nutrients and vitamins and minerals that you need in your body. Okay. Better fuel. It's as if we're giving our car the best fuel we can rather than the cheapest fuel we can. Okay. And obviously our car works better on better fuel. So does our body. It's going to give you the results that you want. And it's going to help you in weight loss. Okay. That's just an added bonus. So let's go through a few ideas. And I'm going to post a bunch of ideas on our challenge page as well for things that we can do to add protein to each of our meals. So if you have any ideas, raise your hand as I'm talking and throw out some things that you like to eat that have some protein in them, and we'll give each other some ideas. All right? Let's start with breakfast. I obviously said eggs. Okay? We love eggs at our house. I eat them all the time. I throw in veggies and do like a little scrambled something or other. We eat those a lot. What else do people have for breakfast?
I have a question about that, Mandy.
Yeah.
I was telling my friend Genesis what I eat every morning.
Yeah.
And I said that I have eggs a lot. Mm-hmm. And she was like, is that bad for your cholesterol?
Good question. Okay.
How?
It's not. It's not. Okay. Eggs have cholesterol in them. We all know that. But when we're comparing having an egg as cholesterol over having fries as cholesterol, is there a difference?
I'm sure there is. I just don't know what it is.
Yes, there's a difference. Okay. The cholesterol in eggs is actually healthy and good for us. The cholesterol in fries is not. Okay, it's a different kind of fat, and our body processes it differently. So eating eggs is not going to be bad. You're not going to like send your cholesterol through the roof if you have eggs for breakfast. If you're worried about it, have eggs a few times a week, not every day, or once a week if you don't love eggs, or none. There are other options, but it's not going to send your cholesterol through the roof. No. Okay.
Thanks.
Yep. What other? Go ahead, Adri.
Oh, I have an idea. I was going to say, I like the eggs too, with veggies and then on a whole grain tortilla or a piece of toast. But when I'm in a bind, I'll just do like a piece of toast with some peanut butter on it.
Great. Okay. Peanut butter has protein in it. Okay. It's probably not something that we should have at every meal because it's pretty high in fat, but it's really good protein for something fast and easy. Okay. That's a great one. Peanut butter, almond butter, cashew butter, whatever nut butter you like. What else?
This has fat in it too, but and maybe not for breakfast. I don't think I would have this for breakfast, but string cheese.
Okay. Dairy. Dairy is great for breakfast because it has protein in it. Greek yogurt. If you look at Greek yogurt, find a Greek yogurt that has about the same amount of protein as it has carbs. That's a great breakfast. That's going to keep you filled up for quite a long time. Have some granola with it if you want, or some fruit with it. Or some nuts. Those are great. Great ideas. Fruit with cottage cheese is an also really, really good idea. Milk with some kind of whatever you like to have for breakfast. Milk is great. Those are some really, really good ideas for breakfast. Good. Okay, let's move on to lunch. Who struggles with lunch? I do. Okay. What do you have for lunch besides a sandwich? Any ideas? What do everybody eat for lunch?
Salads are a good choice.
Salads are a great choice. Okay. What do you put on your salads, Lynn?
I love to put craisins in there, and I like things chopped up really little. I don't like big chunks. So sometimes I get the chopped chicken salad at Subway if I'm going to work or something. That's really good. You can put all kinds of veggies in there that I don't always have that big of a choice at home. Like if I buy a lot of produce, I don't use it all. So if I can go to some place where I can get a salad for lunch, I can get lots of things in it that I wouldn't use a whole cucumber at home and that sort of stuff. So that's an option I use sometimes to get
I love that.
lunch. But I probably mostly have sandwiches.
Okay. I love that. That's a great idea. If you're out and about, salads, there's some really good salads, right?
There's some really good salads out there.
Yeah. Make sure you're getting protein. You're getting chicken or whatever you want on it. And salad. That's awesome. Okay. What else?
What else do I put in my salad?
What else? What other ideas do we have for lunches?
Heidi's salad.
I like to change up the boring old sandwich and do wraps.
Great.
Like you could do a whole wheat tortilla, or they have low carb wraps I've found at Costco and other places, and then you can put like some Greek yogurt on it instead of mayo and stuff like that. So
Awesome. Great idea. Really, really good idea. Okay. I mentioned earlier I have almond butter, celery, apples a lot. We have string cheese a lot. My kids have crackers with peanut butter and jam. They have that a lot. They also love crackers with lunch meat and cheese. Okay. We usually have an apple or a pear or something like that with it, but I want to make sure that they're getting some protein in those meals. Okay.
One other thing that I do for lunch is, I guess it's like a wrap, but without a lot of carbs. So I just use lunch meat and then put Greek yogurt on it and wrap it around like slices of peppers or slices of carrots. So it's like a wrap, but it's just meat and vegetables.
Great idea. Great idea. What about a chicken salad sandwich wrapped in lettuce? That's a lot of protein, some carbs, right? Obviously want to eat something else with that, but that's a really good idea too. Another thing that I love along those same lines is pieces of avocado wrapped in lunch meat. Super easy, super fast. And then a lot of times I'll have vegetables on the side with hummus or something like that. Okay, so hopefully that gives you a few other ideas. I think dinner probably is pretty our easiest, so we'll kind of skip over that for now. What about snacks? Does everyone have a hard time with snacks? Yes?
Yeah, help us.
Okay. Snacks can be really tough because when it's time for a snack, what do? We're busy. We're ready to eat right now. And we go for whatever's easy and convenient, right? That's not usually the healthiest option. That's usually a carb-filled granola bar or chips or a soda or something that's quick, easy, grab and go. So what we need to do is come up with some snacks that are quick, easy, grab and go. So what I like to do when I go to the grocery store, I come home and I cut all my vegetables immediately. I cut up my celery, put it in a little plastic bag with a little bit of water so it stays nice. I cut up my carrots, cut up cucumbers, and I have them in the fridge ready to go. We have a drawer in our fridge. The kids know that they can snack on this drawer whenever they want. It's full of fruits and vegetables. If they want another snack that's in the pantry, that's not always available. Okay, so they know if it's fruits or vegetables, they can have it whenever they want. And nuts and things like string cheese. But if it's like chips, it's not always available. So for them, if they can't reach it, they have to ask me, right? Makes it easy for me to control. But how do I control it for myself? I can always reach it. And if I can't reach it, I know how to get a chair and get on. Right? We try to keep those things out of our house as much as we can. My kids love fruit snacks, and we have fruit snacks in the house, and I just don't eat them. But as far as chips and those things, we just try to avoid it. They know that sometimes they can have it for a special snack or a treat if we go somewhere, but we just try not to have it at home very much. Okay. So I was looking for a page. Adri, will you take a minute while I'm looking for some information here that I wanted to share?
Sorry, I was on mute talking. Okay. So one thing that I've been thinking about, I love that idea of cutting up my fruits and veggies and having that ready, Mandy. I love that idea. I think the same can go, like you said, having that string cheese, nuts and all that. And then what I love is, even though I'm not in the weight loss phase, I really love using the meal replacement bars, because lots of times I'm driving to pick up my daughter from school, or I have to go back later and pick up my son, and those will go just in my purse. And so then I know I've got that instead of going through the McDonald's drive-through or waiting till I get home and being starving and ravenous and then just going for whatever sugary cereal I have in my pantry, or, you know, things like that. So that's another great idea that I still use, even though I'm not in the weight loss phase right now. So
great. Thank you. Finding those options that have protein in them is really, really good. It's handy. It's easy. It's available. I love that idea. Thank you, Adri.
yeah.
I found what I was looking for, so I'm just going to read these off, and I will post this as well, so you don't have to write them all down, but this might trigger your thoughts and give you some ideas on snacks and also breakfast, lunch ideas. So all of these are about 100 calories, and they all are pretty protein carb balanced, okay? So let's start off with 10 almonds and a celery stick, 12 cashews, 20 peanuts, 4 Brazilian nuts, half a sliced apple with 3 walnuts, half an apple with 2 teaspoons of natural peanut butter, half a cup fresh strawberries and 2 tablespoons of light whipped topping, 1 medium apple, 1/2 cup blueberries with some yogurt, half of a peach with 2 tablespoons of yogurt, fresh veggie mix with some ranch dressing, basil, sliced tomato, and hummus, celery sticks with 1 tablespoon of natural peanut butter, 1/4 cup egg salad with lettuce, 1/4 cup guacamole, and I'm going to tell you my secret. When I have guacamole, I buy plantain banana chips. Has anyone heard of these? No? Okay, you can buy them at Walmart. Here in Utah, we have them at Smith's, and I've seen them at Sprouts. They are plantain bananas that are cut and baked and salted. They taste like chips, but they're bananas. Okay, and they're salty, they're not sweet. They're really, really good for me when I have just that, like, I want salty and crunchy. Okay, and I have them with guacamole or homemade salsa. And I usually have some avocado with it, some guacamole for some protein. Okay, that's a really good one that I love. Basil, tomato, and hummus. Celery sticks with peanut butter again. 1/4 cup of hummus and avocado dip with celery. Vegetables and dip. Yogurt and 1/4 cup of berries. A serving of string cheese. 3 ounces of yogurt. Deviled egg. Whole grain bread with fat-free turkey. Let's see. Those are probably some really good ideas. Cottage cheese with peaches. Whole wheat English muffin toasted with some peanut butter. Veggies dipped in dressing. Hard-boiled eggs. Does that give everyone some ideas? I'll post these, okay? But the basic idea is that you want to add protein in. When you add protein in, you're not going to plummet, and you're not going to feel that like huge snacky feeling. You're not going to feel like you want to have a nap. Your blood sugar is actually going to be more consistent, and that's going to help you have more energy. It's also going to help your body function more the way it's supposed to, and you're going to be able to lose weight a lot faster. Okay? Does anyone have any questions? We went kind of long today. Sorry. No questions? Okay. So this week your challenge is to find, let's say, a breakfast, a lunch, and a snack that are protein carb balanced or pretty close to start using in your diet. Okay? And post those ideas on our challenge page so that we can give some ideas to other people, things that you actually like, not just things that I'm reading off of a list, but things that you like. That'll help people to get some more ideas.
I have a fast question.
Yeah.
What about sweet potato chips? Are they good, or should they not be
I
used?
mean, it depends on how they're made. If they're fried, they're probably not great. If they're pretty good.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks everyone. Have a wonderful week. Next week, I will not be leading. Adria, I don't know if she knows this yet. She's going to be leading. So I'm excited to hear what she has to say. I think we're going to talk a little bit about physical activity, movement, especially in families. So we'll see you here next week. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.